Okay, welcome. Today we're going to talk about multiplying and dividing integers, and this is a review. So let's go ahead and get our notes out and we'll get going. Now, at any point in the video, if you feel like you're falling behind, make sure you stop the video to keep your notes or get your notes caught back up. At any point in the video where you feel like you didn't understand something, pause the video, rewind it, and listen to it again. Sometimes it takes a couple times through to understand the concept. Okay, let's begin. Okay, we're going to look at simplifying, which means multiplying and dividing integers in this case. And I look at my two problems, and the first thing I notice is they're both multiplication. I can tell by the parentheses. And as I look at problem number one, I see one number is negative and one number is positive. As I look at problem number two, I can see they're both negative. So even though we're multiplying, we have two different types of problems going on here. So let's go ahead and start with number one. Now, the first thing I'm going to do to problem number one is I'm simply going to multiply the numbers first. So 6 times 9 is 54. And then I'm going to jump back and look at the signs so I can get the right sign on my number. Now, the first one's negative, the second one's a positive, so I can see the signs are different, meaning not the same. One's negative, one's positive, so they're different. And anytime I have this case, the product or the result is going to be negative. So negative 6 times positive 9 is negative 54. Jumping to problem number two, this is one we noticed the signs were both negative. So I'm going to approach it the same way. Now, as I do this problem, I notice my numbers are a little bit larger, so I'm going to rewrite it a different way. I'm going to say this is 14 times 21. I'm just going to ignore the signs for right now. I'm just going to go ahead and multiply these numbers first. So I'm going to start with the 1. 1 times 4 is 4. 1 times 1 is 1. Go to the next number. 2 times 4 is 8. Now, remember, I write the 8 over here. I leave a space here in the 1 spot. So I usually like to put a little X there to remind me. So 2 times 4 is 8. 2 times 1 is 2. So I'm going to go ahead and add these up. I get 4 plus 0 is 4. 1 plus 8 is 9. And that would be simply 2. So I can say that this is equal to 294. Now I'm going to jump back and get the signs. I see the signs are the same. They happen to be both negative, and we have same signs. My answer is always positive. So when the signs are the same, my answer is positive. When the signs are different, my answer is negative. Okay, lastly, let's look at some division type problems. So the previous slide was multiplication. Now we're going to do some division. So again, I have two problems. The first problem, I noticed that my signs are not the same. I have a negative and a positive. My second problem, this time they're both the same. They're both negative. So even though we're dividing in this case by the division bar, we can see that they're just a little bit different. So I'm going to go ahead and kind of just rewrite this a little bit. This is going to be negative 56 divided by 7. And just like the previous problem, the first thing I'm going to do is do the operation, just ignoring the signs. 56 divided by 7 is 8. That means I have 8 groups of 7 that make up the 56, or 7 times 8 is 56. Now I'm going to jump back and look at the signs. Because the signs are different, or one is negative, my whole answer is negative. So this one is going to be negative 8. I'm going to rewrite it, just make it a little more readable. So this one's going to be negative 8. Jumping down to number 2, I notice I've got a little bigger number here. So again, I'm going to rewrite it in a form I can understand or better see the answers. And again, I'm just going to ignore the signs. This is 374. I took the negative off. Divided by 2. I took the negative off, so I'm going to do the operations with the numbers first. So 2 goes into 3 one time. 1 times 2 is 2. I write that underneath and then subtract. I get 1. Bring down the 7. Again, I like to put the little X to remind me I brought that one down. 2 goes into 17. That's about 8 times. 2 times 8 is 16, so I'm going to write it under here. 17 minus 16 is 1. Again, last time, bring the 4 down. So now I have 14. 2 goes into 14 7 times. 7 times 2 is 14. And we see the result is 0. Okay, so just simply dividing the numbers. 374 divided by 2 is 187. Now I can't forget the signs. In this case, again, both signs are negative. A negative times a negative is positive, but we're dividing, so a negative divided by a negative is always positive. So when the signs are the same, just like in multiplication, it's positive. And when the signs are different, just like in multiplication, it is negative. Okay, if you have any questions, make sure you write them down and we'll answer them during class. Thank you.